Shabbat Shalom. Koholo Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS, including the elders that came before them that taught us this truth. Shabbat Shalom and salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word of truth and its sincerity. I'm the brother Yashawan, back again today with the World War III Daily Update. Okay, we're going to start today by bringing you up to date because the United States is pulling out of Saudi Arabia. All right. And why is that? Because the petrodollar is no more. All right. The whole deal that was done after World War II for all oil to be traded in U.S. dollars has come to an end because it ended because it was just for a certain amount of time, and now that time has ran out. So now it's time to make a new deal, and part of the arrangement for that, for oil to be traded in the dollar, was for Saudi Arabia and other countries in the Mideast were able to be protected by the U.S. Hence the missile systems. Okay, so now that the deal is over, they don't have to protect them no more. So they're basically on their own. So what is Saudi Arabia going to do? All right, they're probably going to run to Russia, so that Russia can be a guard unto them, like we discussed in yesterday's daily update. All right, so let's watch this. She's a little hard to understand, so pay attention. So here
Moving on now, the United States has removed its most advanced missile defense system and Patriot missile batteries from Saudi Arabia. This even as the kingdom faces continued air attacks from Yemen's Houthi rebels and threats from Iran. The withdrawal of the U.S. defense system from Prince Sultan Air Base outside of the Riyadh airbase came as America's Gulf Arab allies nervously watched the chaotic withdrawal of U.S. troops from Afghanistan, including their last-minute evacuations from Kabul's besieged international airport. A high-resolution Planet Lab satellite picture taken on Friday showed the batteries pads at the airbase empty with no visible activity. Earlier, just southwest of the airbase's runway, in a 1 square kilometer area, American forces had stationed Patriot missile batteries, as well as one advanced terminal high-altitude air defense unit, or the that can destroy ballistic missiles at a higher altitude. Now, questions arise: why has the US pulled out its weapon system from Saudi Arabia at such a sensitive time? And has the US shifted its focus from the Gulf to Asia now? The US move isn't unexpected. Earlier this year, the Pentagon had said that certain air defense systems may be pulled out from the Middle East, not just air defense, just defense systems. Gulf Arab nations worry about America's future plans as its military perceives a growing threat in Asia that requires those systems. Now, a redeployment of the missiles had been rumored for months, in part due to a desire to face what American officials see as the looming great powers conflict with China and Russia. Now, the United States claims that it hasn't abandoned its Gulf allies. Pentagon Press Secretary John Kirby said, and I'm quoting here, the Defense Department continues to maintain tens of thousands of forces and a robust force posture in the Middle East, representing some of our most advanced air power and maritime capabilities.
Yeah, and that's what Rome thought when had um, they had their military was spread too thin, right? And then they weren't getting paid, and then they began to start falling apart and turning on Rome. Well, this is the revived Roman Empire right here. The U.S. is. This is Rome all over again. This is the little horn that sprung up, if you understand prophecy. All right. So what is the Saudi gonna do? All right, they're gonna turn on the U.S. They're gonna ally with Russia, China, or whoever, so that they can be protected. All right, because Yemen is about to whoop that ass. All right, they have no protection anymore. So, all right, so that's good on that. It's just more of the same after that. Let's get a scripture. Obadiah 1 and 7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. Who is thee? Edom, the Edomites. See how Esau will be pillaged, right? The men that were at peace with thee, that's Saudi Arabia, have deceived thee. That's when they joined forces with with America's enemies. They're going to become allies with Russia and China and even Iran. And prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread, which was Saudi Arabia, UAE, okay? These different little Mideast oil barons have laid a wound under thee. There is no understanding in it. You think that, you just have the power to do what you want to do willy-nilly. All right? That's not what it is. Jeremiah 30 and 14. Well, let's go back real quick. Let's get another version. Okay? How about NLT? All your allies, were they not allies? And they just, the United States in that little vignette said, oh, we haven't abandoned our allies. It says, all your allies will turn against you. They will help to chase you from your land, right? Which is Afghanistan and Iraq. You stole that land. They will promise you peace while plotting to deceive and destroy you. Your trusted friends will set traps for you, and you won't even know about it. See how the scriptures work? The scriptures are telling the real story about what is about to happen. All right? All right? Okay, now let's go to the next one. All right, King James. This is Jeremiah 30 and 14. All thy lovers, your ally, have forgotten thee. They seek thee not, for I have wounded thee with a wound of an enemy. Now they're your enemies now. With the chastisement of a cruel one for the multitude of thine iniquity, because thy sins were increased. This is talking about the Edomites. Okay? And what is going to happen to these great Babylonians, the Americans, these so-called Israelis? All right, let's read the NIV. All your allies. Who's America's allies in the Middle East? Saudi Arabia right now. Have forgotten you. They care nothing for you. I have struck you as an enemy would, and punish you as would the cruel, because your guilt is so great and your sins so many. Okay? See how that works? Let's see. All right, that's good on that. Let's go look for some other stuff that's going on here. All right, let me see what's going on here. More of the same. U.S. pulls missile defense in Saudi Arabia. I wonder what some of these things are saying. What about this? This is 4 months ago. Allies are enemies. Why the U.S. won't stop supporting Saudi Arabia. All right, what's going on? Are they allies or enemies? Well, we'll find out soon enough. All right. How the Saudis ended up with so many American weapons. This is 2 years ago. They're telling the story of the oil deal that was made after World War II. Okay. U.S. This is 6 months ago. U.S.-Saudi relations. Biden plans to recalibrate ties with the Saudi kingdom. Nope. What's going to stand is the Most High. and his will is what's going to stand. Those Saudis are going to be instrumental at bringing the great Satan down. They're going to ally with Iran. Okay, so let's go here. We're at Secret Files 333. And all of this in the last day is all Taliban against the Panjshir. Right? Taliban are reportedly conducting retaliation attacks in Panjshir. Okay. Taliban against Panjshir. This is a civil war in Afghanistan. More of the same here. Okay. More of the same here. More of the same here. Here, here, here. Okay. All the way to a day ago. All right. So we'll leave that. We'll go to Deep Journal. Take a look. Iran attacks on air bases. That's U.S. air bases. All right. Continue. U.S. pulled the what? Pulled the plug in the Middle East. Air defense systems disabled. We just went over that. Okay. Now, just like the U.S. pulled out of Afghanistan, right? Oh, well, we're pulling out, but then you're right back over there fighting, right? Are you not back over there bombing, talking about we got to get the people that blew up the 13? Are you not right back over there? And the Taliban is threatening. You said you weren't coming over here bombing. All right. How about this? 16 hours ago, Iran secretly made its nuclear bomb. Huh? Let's get that in the scriptures. All right. So you can see that the war is on. You got traitorous activity jumping up. And we're filtering it through the scriptures. All right. Let's go here first. This is Iran. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let's start up here at number 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Right. Prepare war. Hey, World War III. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Near to where? Near the Middle East. Let them come up. Okay. This is what Iran's doing. Iran has a nuke. Beat your plowshares into swords. A plowshare is a gardening tool. A pruning hook is a gardening tool. It says, take that, melt down your gardening tools, take them to the blacksmith, turn them into swords and into spears. All right, what kind of swords? What kind of spears? Let the weak say I am strong. That's Iran. Let's get this real quick. That bloweth the coals up. Let's get this real quick. This is Isaiah 54 and 16. This is talking about nuclear weapons. Behold, I have created I'll read that. The blacksmith who blows the coals in the fire, who brings forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the spoiler or the waster to destroy. Let's read it in here. I've created the blacksmith who fans the coals beneath the forge and makes weapons of destruction, of mass destruction, right? And I've created the armies that destroy. Not the, well, what armies? The armies of nuclear weapons. All right? This is talking about nukes. What kind of sword? How about this? Glittering sword. And if I wet, let's see. Okay, let's get this. This is 32 and 41. Deuteronomy 32 and 41. If I wet my glittering sword, that glittering sword is talking about nuclear missile. And mine hand take hold on judgment. What judgment? The judgment of the heathen, of the nations for what they did to his people. I will render vengeance to my enemies. This is God talking. God has enemies. Who are they? Read Psalm the 83rd chapter and it's going to name them off. And I will reward them that hate me. All right. I will make my arrows, spears, drunk with blood. Let's talk about nukes. While my sword devours flesh, the blood of the slain and captives, the head of the enemy leaders. Let me read that down here. 42. Let's read it right here. Flashing. I will sharpen my flashing sword. When you see that nuke, that ICBM, right? What's coming out the back of it? Them flames. Okay, let's get this 41. Let's get 42. I will make my arrows drunk with blood and my sword. What sword? What sword? And my sword shall devour flesh with blood, with the blood of the slain and of the captives from the long-haired heads of the enemy. I don't know where that came from. That flashing sword is the nuke. All right? Let's get this. When they begin to be shot towards the ends of the earth. Where's that at? Let's get those nukes. When they, so, right here. Second Ezra 16 and 13. Tell me what this is. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. That's the silo. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. What arrow can make it from one end of the world to the other? From U.S. to Russia, from U.S. to China, from China to the U.S. This is talking about nuclear war. Strong as whose right hand? That's the Most High is doing this. Whose arrows? That's the Most High. Okay? What do you call a rogue nuke? When when a nuclear missile malfunctions, what do you call that? They made a movie about it. Let's get Broken Arrow. Broken Arrow. Where's Wikipedia at? Broken Arrow Wikipedia. Let's see what this is. Now it's going to start moving slow. His arrows are sharp. Look at this. Now I don't want to come up. Come on now. Let's read this. an accidental nuclear event involving nuclear weapons. Why are they calling it an arrow? You see how the devil don't want this to come up, don't want this information coming out? Nuclear weapons, warheads, or components which does not create the risk of nuclear war. Okay. Broken arrow. Nuclear. All right, so I guess that's going to be good enough because this thing don't want to give it up. They know what's going on right now in the spirit. A broken arrow is talking about a nuclear warhead. Look at this. Broken Arrow was the movie. Terrorists steal nuclear warheads. Wait a minute, now let's go back. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. Right? Who is his? That's talking about the Most High Yahweh. His arrows, that's a nuke, that he shooteth are sharp and shall not miss, when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. All right? Now, let's get back to Joel here. All right? What's going on? Now, this is acting a damn fool. All right, so we're just going to end this. The Most High is gathering the armies into the valley of Jehoshaphat. That's what's going on. All right? And no devil, right, can stop what is going on. I know what I'll do. I'll go like this. I'll get back there. You got me, don't you? All right. Whatever. All right, so with that, I'm going to go ahead and close because Satan is working his magic right now. All right, so anyway, go read Joel 3 and 2, and you'll understand what God is doing. He's gathering the armies of the world into the valley of Jehoshaphat so he can judge them for what they did to his people. All right, so with that, we can say, Call halal Yahweh Shem Yahushua, Ba'Shem HaKadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS, including the elders that came before them that taught us this truth. Shabbat Shalom and salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word in truth and in sincerity. The hopeful elect tabernacle of David. We hope that the elect were edified, and with that, we're going to say Shalom. What's today? Tuesday. We'll see you tomorrow.